May I have your attention, please? Welcome to the August 8th, 2017 agenda meeting of the Blount County Commission. If you please give your attention to the emergency announcement.
Before we get started, let me read the emergency evacuation procedures. In the event of an emergency evacuation, an alarm will sound. Everyone should exit the building by way of the nearest stairwell in a safe and effective manner. If the nearest stairwell is blocked by smoke, use the other stairwell. Do not use the elevator. Once you have reached the main floor, follow the exit signs to exit the building and quickly proceed away from the building. Please be mindful of others evacuating and of emergency vehicles.
Thank you very much. Please set the roll, please.
Mr. Chairman, you have 19 present and 2 commissioners absent. Commissioner Akert and Samples are absent.
Please remember Commissioner Samples in your thoughts and prayers. I'll stand for a motion to set the agenda for tonight's meeting.
So moved.
Mr. Lewis, Commissioner Bennett. Seeing no green lights, please vote
Wait just 1 minute.
in just a second.
Now let's go.
It's not going to show up on the screen.
Something's not right. It's not telling you. Mr. Chairman, there are 19 yes votes.
Thank you very much. The agenda is set. Anyone having public input on items on tonight's agenda, please raise your hand. You'll be recognized. Seeing none, we will go forward. I will stand for a motion for approval of the agenda minutes for July 17th, July 11, I said, 2017. Mr. Carter is the mover and Mr. French is the second. Seeing no green lights, please vote.
Mr. Chairman, there are 19 yes votes.
Thank you very much, ma'am. We'll move to item D, the consent calendar. I will stand for a motion to move the consent calendar to the full commission.
So moved, Mr. Chairman.
Commissioner Bennett moves. Do I have a second?
Second.
Commissioner Carver. Seeing no green lights, we will please vote.
Mr. Chairman, there are 19 yes votes.
Thank you very much. To move to the full commission. Moving on to unfinished business, none is showing. We will now move to new business and budget transfers. We have 0 budget transfers showing. We will now move to F2, budget increases, and we have 2 budget increases showing. I will stand for a motion to move 2A, Resolution 17-08-001, General County, to the full commission.
So moved.
Commissioner Carver moves. Do I have a second? Commissioner Bowers. Any questions or comments? Please vote.
Mr. Chairman, there are 17 yes votes. It appears that 2 did not vote.
1 abstained.
1 abstained. Okay, I'm sorry. Let me go through this a little. That's it.
Okay, thank you very much. Moving on to, let's move to the full commission. Item B, Resolution 17-08-002, General County. Other boards and committees, 244, 723. Stand for a motion to move to the full commission.
So moved, Mr. Chairman.
Commissioner Bennett, do I have a second? Commissioner Carter seconds. Any questions or comments? Commissioner Carver, bear with me 1 second. Yes, sir.
I would like to direct this question to Mr. Vineyard, or to you.
Well, direct it to the
Yes,
chair
yes, sir.
and I'll.
Can you explain how this budget's going to be used?
The use of this money that,
Yes.
Okay.
How the money's going to be utilized?
can you answer that, Mr. Bennett?
Yes. There are 3 components to this budget amendment that is proposed to you. One would be the contract you approved last month for MBI. That work is to assist the Corrections Partnership Committee. It is included, $188,000 in this $244,000 amendment. The second component is, if you approve this, we would advertise for a part-time position that would be staff support basically to the Corrections Partnership Committee. And then the third component is a allocation of resources for what we would expect to be a series of meetings, public meetings that would be held throughout the county on the issue of what's going on with opioid abuse and why we have such a inmate population that we have right now and how best to address that.
Does that answer your question, Commissioner Carter?
It does help some. So will, Chair, the additional question, will this be under the direction of the partnership? Will we be directing all this, or how will that be set up, is the question.
Mr. Vineyard?
We would expect these resources to be directed or guided by the Corrections Partnership Committee.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Vineyard. Thank you, Mr. Carver. Any other questions? Please vote.
Mr. Chairman, there are 16 yes votes and 3 no votes.
That will move forward to the full commission. Moving on to item C, Resolution 17-08-003, Highway State Aid, $360,791. I'll stand for a motion to move to the full commission.
So moved.
Commissioner Carver, do I have a second? Commissioner Lewis? Any questions or comments? Hold 1 second. Miss Commissioner Monroe?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I believe it was earlier in the year I asked for a roads list, which the highway superintendent provided. I was just wondering, is this going to be used on those roads, or are you going to now do additional roads? He gave us
Are
a
you talking
roads.
about the county roads list?
Yeah, he gave us a list of roads that I'd ask for roads that they were going to work on that year and plan to work on. And he did provide us with that, and I was just wondering, is that to cover those roads, or do you plan to tackle more?
Would you mind, Mr. Hedrick? Because I can't answer that.
Yes, that will be state aid roads that are on your list, but we are planning to add more as well.
Okay, so could you please send us an updated list then?
Absolutely, we worked on it this morning, updating that list and what has already been completed.
All right, that'd be great. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you very much, Mr. Hedrick. Commissioner Moon?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Hedrick, would that not solve the problem, just putting it on the website, then all commissioners, public?
Commissioner Moon, please direct your
I'm sorry.
questions to the chair. Have you heard this before?
Very good.
Statement is made. Mr. Hedrick, you don't need to come back to the microphone. Could you place those on the website, sir?
Yes, sir, that would help to a certain extent, but there's some roads, if I can gather further funding, I would like to pave. But with that being said, I don't want to send false hopes either.
Okay.
So, yes, we will to a certain
Does
extent.
that answer your question, Mr. Moon?
Yes, Mr. Chairman,
Thank
thank
you.
you.
Thank you, Mr. Hedrick. Seeing no other lights, can we please vote?
Mr. Chairman, there are 19 yes votes.
Thank you very much, ma'am. We'll move on to other budget items. We have 5. It appears that all 5 are grant applications. I will stand for a motion to move these to the full commission.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes, Mr. Commissioner Moon.
I move items 3A, B, C, D, and E.
Have a motion to move A, B, C, D, and E, all 5 grant applications. Have a second from, was that Commissioner Stinnett? Seeing no lights, could we vote, please?
Mr. Chairman, there are 19 yes votes.
Thank you very much, ma'am. Moving on to item 4, Board of Health appointment. Ed Mitchell, Rob Britt, Dr. Harold Narramore, Dr. Robert Ramsey, Brian Winbigger, Sharon Bailey, Dr. Mark Howell, Robert Smith, Dr. Tara Sturdivant. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Commissioner Lewis? Seeing no lights, please vote.
Mr. Chairman, there are 19 yes votes.
Thank you, ma'am. Moving right on to item 5, Board of Zoning Appeals. Do I have a motion to move Brian King to the full commission? That would be Commissioner Allen. Do I have a second? Commissioner Lewis. Seeing no green lights, please vote.
Mr. Chairman, there are 19 yes votes.
Thank you, ma'am. Moving forward to item number 6, Sheriff's Merit Board, Ron Dunn. Do I have a motion?
Second.
Commissioner Carver, Commissioner Bennett. Seeing no lights, please vote.
Mr. Chairman, there are 19 yes votes.
Thank you, ma'am. Moving to item number 7, Resolution 17-08-012, resolution to amend the zoning map of Blount County, Tennessee from R1 to C commercial for property located 10125 Chapman Highway and 302 Pickens Gap Road, Seymour, Tennessee. The property is located on tax map 004 parcels 037-02 and 038-00. Do I have a motion to forward to the full? Commissioner French and Commissioner Allen on the second. Seeing no lights, please vote.
Mr. Chairman, there are 19 yes votes.
Thank you, ma'am. Moving to item 8, Resolution 17-08-013, resolution of Blount County Legislative Body establish agreement that extends beyond the end of the current fiscal year for financial management information systems for Blount County, Tennessee. I stand for a motion to forward to the full commission.
Second.
Commissioner Allen, Commissioner Carver. Seeing no lights, please vote.
Mr. Chairman, there are 16 yes votes and 3 no votes.
That'll move forward to full commission. Moving on to item number 9, resolution 17-08-014, resolution to approve the proposal of the Department of Transportation, State of Tennessee, designated as federal project number NH-115, parentheses 56, state project number 005-2248-14. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Motion to move to the full commission. Commissioner
Yes.
Carver's motion to move to full commission. Second, Commissioner Moon. Bear with me just a minute there, Commissioner Bowers. I'm trying to get to you. Commissioner Bowers, yes, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. This is a big deal, and I'm not against moving this forward to the commission, because anything we can do to alleviate traffic problems on Alcoa Highway is a plus. We've not had a whole lot of time to look at it, and I guess my comment is, for our meeting next Thursday, I'd like to see a TDOT official here to answer any questions that we might have. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Commissioner. Superintendent Hedrick and Mayor, can we make that request, please? We'll make that. Thank you very much. Commissioner Cole?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I would like to ask if, when the county reviewed the requirements, there's quite a big list of requirements that the county has responsibility for. Are those pretty much normal, or is there anything new in this that hasn't been in previous agreements? I was wondering if anybody could answer that.
Well, I guess I'm going to sort of have to ask Mr. Hedrick. I'm not necessarily calling you to the microphone. I guess I'm asking you who would be the appropriate person to answer that.
We've reviewed it quite extensively. It's pretty normal stuff. A lot of stuff, but normal stuff.
Okay, thank you. Is that it?
Yeah.
Okay. Commissioner Moon?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman, I'm trying to determine from the map what percentage or how many miles is in the corporate city limits of Alcoa.
And Alcoa.
Do you know that?
I don't. Do you have that, Jeff?
The majority of what you see on the map will be state routes, so it don't really come under what we're talking about in the resolution. There is approximately a little over 2,000 lineal feet of road that would come under the Highway Department's jurisdiction after this project's completed.
I don't think that's what his question was, Mr. Hatcher. I think
The total footage, it connects at Singleton Station Road and goes all the way across Pellissippi at Cusick. So I don't have the total footage for that part of the project.
You're asking for Alcoa footage?
what he was asking was how much of this is in the city limits of Alcoa. Is
The
what
majority of it.
Yeah.
The
The
majority.
majority of it.
We can supply that footage tomorrow.
Please, if you would.
We can go through it and get it.
Mr. Moon, you still have the floor.
Can you tell me how many median cuts are in this project?
Median cuts.
Median cuts. There's going to be a median on it? Looking at the map, I'm just trying to go and I agree with Mr. Commissioner spoke before me. Anything we can do to alleviate problems on Alcoa Highway, we need to do. But the map is very confusing, and the litany of things that says Blount County shall is numerous.
Right.
When there's a large portion of it in the corporate limits of Alcoa.
Right. And anything, I had a meeting with TDOT the other day and went over the issues. There is a access road that goes from Singleton Station that crosses, that's not existing presently. That would be part of what we're talking about as an access road. Then there's an extension of Vista Drive that adds to the footage. Everything else is either a state route or in the city of Alcoa. So there's nothing else that applies to Blount County except those items.
Mr. Chairman, but we're called upon as members of this body to vote on this project, to give the authority to the mayor to execute documents. I just want to make an informed vote. Has any, the sponsors, Mr. Melton, have you been briefed, Mr. Chairman, would you ask the sponsors if they've been briefed on this project?
Sponsors who are listed on it, I guess that's a pretty simple question. Have you met and been briefed by TDOT or anyone on this?
No, I haven't.
Okay.
I have, this project for years, you know. That's when it first started, I did that and everything, but recently I have not.
Okay. That suffice.
Yes, thank you. I would just like to say, if TDOT could bring a person here.
That's going to be more or less imperative.
And
that would answer your questions, that would answer your questions, that would answer your questions. It appears that if we have a TDOT representative here, there's going to be several questions for them. Fair enough?
We'll make that happen.
Okay, thank you. Commissioner Daly?
Yeah, I liked what Mr. Moon said. I doubt if it's even a mile of Blount County is in there. It's 5 miles long, the whole thing. Correct? And it's hardly, unless Vista is actually in Blount County.
Vista is Blount County Road.
Okay, Vista is, but that's not very long. It's a very short road.
Right. Vista, you've got approximately 500 foot of additional footage that we will pick up where they realign Vista.
Mm-hmm. Well, I did talk with the TDOT, and they do have a map on there. Unfortunately, it is a huge map, and they've shrunk it down, and it's very, very difficult to read. But this is what I understand. This is going to be a fly. I forget what they call it. It's going to go up.
What?
Like a ramp.
We have a map that I got from the city of Alcoa, but it's large and not easily digitized. That anybody wants to come by and see that before we have another meeting. I will talk to TDOT and see if they've got a smaller format that I can get in your hands. What they drug out to show me was a stack of drawings that thick, so it's very convoluted whenever you get into the details of it. But like I say, whenever we look at it, the majority of it is going to be state maintained, and we have somewhere in the neighborhood of 2,000 foot. All that's going to be county is going to be involved with whenever it's all said and done. Now then I can get you some highlighted drawings showing that in detail by the next meeting.
Okay. Commissioner Daly, does that take care of you, ma'am?
Now, I was just wondering, I assume Alcoa has already approved it since 99% of it's theirs. That's all.
I can't answer that. I don't know the answer to that. I'm trying to get yours turned off there. Okay, Commissioner Monroe.
Well, that was essentially what I was going to ask was, has Alcoa been presented with this? And if so, have they approved it?
Does anyone know if the city of Alcoa has approved this? Mayor, I see you smiling. Let me get you turned on there.
Yes, Alcoa has had more than one
review of this, and they also, TDOT has also had public hearings on 2 or 3 occasions where this has been open for the public's viewing at Alcoa. I think Alcoa hosted it, and for feedback from the community, from the citizens on this. This has been going on now for about 3 years, and I know they've had numerous public hearings. Alcoa, we've been working with them on, and Alcoa on something. There was some slight changes they made there at the airport. We will have someone here next Thursday, if at all possible, to answer these questions. But as Ms. Daly, or as Commissioner Daly said, very little of this is actually in Blount County.
Okay. Does that answer that for you, Ms. Daly? Commissioner Daly? Commissioner Monroe, does that answer you?
Yeah,
Okay.
I was just also wondering if they have approved a document, could we see what Alcoa, could we have a copy of what Alcoa approved? See if it looks similar to what we're being asked to approve.
I'm sure we can request that. If it's been approved by you're talking about the City Council of Alcoa, we could request it.
Thank you.
That got you, ma'am? Commissioner Allen?
Thank you, Chairman. I was just going to recommend, I learned tonight that the Highway Department has a full-size satellite view that the street is overlaid on. So if you want to see that, go by the Highway Department, because I think that would put a lot of this in perspective for the majority of us.
Everyone understand that? Okay. Commissioner Bowers?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I believe Mr. Hatcher and the mayor that there's a lot of stuff in this proposal that says the county will do this and the department will do this, and these public meetings and forums. Maybe I missed them. I didn't hear about them, but I appreciate the mayor going to get somebody from TDOT here to answer some questions. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. Commissioner Caskey?
Yes, thank you, Mr. Chairman. I just want to echo what everybody else is saying here. I was fully prepared to come in and move to postpone until we could get someone from TDOT. So if we're going to get someone from TDOT here next week, then that's fine, because I have a lot of questions about this. One thing that caught my attention was if the county has any land, we got to give it to them. And that's a concern. Are we going to be reimbursed for that? There's a lot of questions about this. So I hope that we get somebody here that can answer these questions. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Commissioner Caskey. I will echo what has already been said by Commissioner Allen and also by Mr. Hatcher and Mr. Hedrick. If you have a chance, go by the Highway Department and look at it, folks, please, okay? And I think part of your questions can definitely be answered by that. Fair enough? Seeing no other green lights, may we vote?
Mr. Chairman, there are 16 yes votes and 2 no votes.
Thank you very much, ma'am. Mr. Mayor, I will try to get a list of the various things that were requested sent to you. Have we got that, Ms. Pitts? Thank you, ma'am. Moving onward, I see nothing else, so we'll move to announcements and statements. The regular commission meeting will be August 17th, 2017, room 430 at 7 p.m. And as I mentioned earlier, please remember Commissioner Samples in your thoughts and prayers. Anyone else have anything for announcements or statements? Now move to public input on items not on the agenda. Anyone wish to speak? Seeing no hands, I will stand for a motion to adjourn.